Another question that I had was, did your coochie go back to normal? What's up? It's KARMEL LING. It's your girl, and she's back. So, girl, I gotta tell y'all where I've been at. It's a long, as y'all might know from all my previous videos, I just had a baby. He's gonna be 6 months on the 9th, you know what I'm saying? As I adjust to parenthood, I was in the process of moving. Don't you realize I'm in a different backspace? Whole lot of. I do have some of y'all Q&As, but these Q&As are a bit more personal. So I'm answering all y'all Q&As y'all had from pregnancy to birth that is TMI, but y'all wanted it, so I'm gonna give it to you. So for the first question, how did I feel when I first seen my son? Y'all seen from that video, you see the ugly cry and everything. I was like, oh my God, this is my baby. So I was in disbelief. Like, I was like, wow. Like, I was one of those pregnant persons that I really thought like something was wrong. I was one of those pregnant people that's like, yeah, I know a baby was inside of me and everything like that, but it didn't hit me for real until I deadass like gave birth. It's like I knew I had a baby. I felt the movements, everything, but I was like, it did not click for real that there was a kid inside of me until he came out. So when he came out, and I was like, oh shit, like, this is my baby. I was like, you know what I'm saying? That's why I cried and stuff, because it was just like, oh my God. Like, I was like really amazed. You feel me? Words cannot describe, honestly. Next question is, does he sleep through the night? Yes. In the beginning, the first like, I would say 2-3 months, he'll randomly have like belly aches and all that stuff. And I don't know what it is with like babies or newborns. They all tend to gripe at nighttime. That's when their pain really sets in at the night, when night hit. I don't know why. And so there were some nights that we had that. I thought the hardest part was the first 2 weeks of life, really adjusting to being a mother, first time parent, all that other stuff, and the sleep schedule and all that other stuff. But nah, honestly, I feel like the stage that was hard for me was the teething stage. Right now, my son has 2 at the little bottom, you know, got teeth. Oh my God. He's growing up. Why is my hair doing that? Y'all don't mind. It was the teething stage, and then it's like mad drool. Like, he's still drooling hella bad. Maybe when a few more of his teeth pushes out, the drooling will probably stop. Sometimes it'll be nice where he just is in pain and it's like, I can't do nothing. I can't give you booby. You don't want nothing. You know what I'm saying? He just want to cry. And there are those times too. If you don't have a bellyache or his mouth's not hurting, he just want to be up because he think it's morning. So he's getting the days mixed up or something like that. Or he just think he missing something, so he want to be up with us. Generally though, yes, he does sleep. He's been sleeping through the night from about 4 months, like consistently. It's about 4 months, I would say. How have postpartum been treating you? Girl, it's been tough. A little bit. It's been tough. Yes, I didn't get the depression that some people have, but when you're pregnant, your body goes through these changes. Of course, it's obvious, right? Mental and physically though. Emotionally, all of that. People that aren't pregnant, friends, you know, certain family that haven't even had a kid, they won't understand. Even some older women, family members, aunts, grandmas, moms, they would not understand because everybody postpartum is different and it's not really sit down and really talked about, and it's kind of like sad, you know what I'm saying? But when you're pregnant, I'm telling you, you remember how you're treated by everyone. It's important how you're treated from people. That stuff really sits in, I guess, with all the hormonal feelings, changes, all that other stuff, all that stuff really sits in. And so postpartum, just my body, you have to get used to your body. Of course, your body don't look how it did before. Yeah, it's an adjustment period. I don't really have that much stretch marks. I'm actually happy with my belly, but I know there's like some people that have a whole different story and have the different thoughts and feelings about that. Me personally, it took me a while to adjust off of more of my breast, because my breast had grew a whole cup size than it was before. So that was a big difference. And then, you know, it's just the adjustment of like your body. Just basically, I would consider with my body now is more like a woman body. Like before it was like, oh, I'm a girl, I'm a kid, little kid, teenager, teenage titties, whatever. And then like you have a kid, they drop a little bit, you get more into your woman behalf, your body type or whatever like that. And so yeah, also if you're nursing and stuff like that, that also is a change as well. Every female is different, everybody's body go through different changes, everything depends on, you know, the person. So nobody really talks about that. Postpartum mentally it just depends. It's just a change. You know what I'm saying? You have your times and moments, but it's best to don't overdo yourself. I know, like, you know, being a mom, just being a parent in general is a full-time job, but don't lose sight of yourself. You know what I'm saying? If you're in a relationship, if you're in a marriage or whatever, make sure you guys have y'all time with each other. That's very important. I feel like that's why a lot of couples, young couples at that, typically separate, because I feel like time isn't balanced. Everything becomes around the kids solely. And yes, it's a good thing, but you know, at the same time, it's great to have y'all one-on-one. So it's nice to have that support, to have someone be like, oh, let me watch, you know, your baby for a little bit, and you know, while y'all go out, as simple as just go get ice cream, not even a full-on date or whatever, but just something to look forward to, getting cute. I haven't really been feeling myself where, you know, I've been just involved with the baby and then school, and then that's it pretty much. So I'll be wearing a bonnet 24/7. You know what I'm saying? Also with my hair out like this, he's in that stage where he just like to grab and pull shit. So like I don't got time for my wig trying to come off my head. I'm telling you, the support is necessary. And if you don't have that, it can be hard. Like, it really can. Like I say, everybody postpartum is different. If you guys want more into that, then like, you know, let me know and I can do more detail, whatever like that. But just know, like, I ain't have it all peaches and cream, you know, but it wasn't horrible. It is some shit, you feel me? Did you use everything you brought to the hospital? That's a good question. I used most of the stuff that I brought to the hospital, no lie. The only thing, you know, I really didn't use, I didn't use my laptop for real. I brought it, didn't use it, didn't go on it. Oh, what the fuck is that? Okay. But all the clothes that I brought, I used. Check that video out if you haven't saw it. You know, it's gonna be in the suggestions in the corner. And I'll put it in the description box below. The extension cord did come in handy. It did, because I'm telling you, that hospital and those far ass walls, they did provide you with a lot though. So I went home in the diapers that I had showed that I had bought. I went home in those, but I didn't put those on when I was in the hospital. I wore the mesh panties and all the pads they gave me. I used all the supplies that they gave me pretty much in the hospital. I didn't really like their pads. Their pads was cool or whatever, but I liked that I had got the maxi pads, so they were like more cottony and they felt more like soft. What was the most painful part for you? Oh, you know what? The most painful part? The damn epidural. To this day, I regret doing that. I know everybody be like, oh, do the epidural. Oh, natural, good luck. You know, that shit right there is, I don't like that people do that, because, you know, it's your birth, you know, their birth is their birth. So yeah, they took it because they felt like they needed it. That's cool. If you take it because you feel like you need it, that's cool as well. But there was other ways to do it. And being a doula, a birthing doula, I was 100% against doing, well, nah, I'm not gonna say 100%. I'm kind of jazzing a little bit, but I'm gonna say like I was good 50%, 50-50. You know what I'm saying? I was just like, okay, you know, I didn't really want it. The only reason why I took the epidural was due to the fact that they saying that basically my water had broke, and I did not know. My water had broke the Friday. I didn't get admitted until the Sunday, and it was because it was dribble. I didn't really think, I thought it was just, you know what I'm saying, I just thought it was discharged, so I didn't take it as anything. the little pains that I was feeling, I was just thinking like, oh yeah, he's getting ready. You know what I'm saying? He's moving, he can come any day now. So I wasn't really thinking, you feel me? So not knowing that there was a little pop at the like top part of the water bag inside my stomach somewhere. So it was dribbling out every time he moved every so often. So I'm not even knowing. So I was open for, how much hours did they tell me? Like 40 something hours, 42 hours or some shit. And I did not know. So like, he typically was supposed to be born on Friday. And he was actually born the Sunday. So because of that, he had to give me penicillin. I don't know how to really say it properly, which I found out that I'm allergic to because I had a bunch of, like, I had a skin rash all over me. So that made it even harder in the beginning because I broke out in hives everywhere. I got allergic reaction, so I'm allergic to that now, and now I know. Like, they gave me that as an antibiotic just in case because I was open for so long and I did not know. I would never have got it. I got it because of the fact that the doctor was telling me every time I was having a contraction, I started to contract myself, so I was tensing up. So he was no longer like just coming out so easy. Like, he was already down, but every time I had a contraction, I would like push him back up a little bit. So in the mix that my water was open, I was open for so long, my water had broke, and as they checked me, more and more was gushing out. For the sake of him and his safety, they kind of like hey, like, you know, you should do this, because it was taking so long for me to progress, and I didn't want him to be in distress. So I kind of literally just did it off of the safety of him. I stopped thinking about myself at that point and thinking about my birth plan, because, you know, they were all for it. They didn't enforce the epidural and everything like that, but they, like, the doctor was like telling me like, okay, like, you know what I'm saying, because I was no longer progressing as fast as I was before. They didn't have to give me no Pitocin or any of that. They didn't have to give me all that stuff because I was progressing naturally on my own as quick as I needed to. But towards the end, once I hit 8 centimeters, like, I guess the pain was starting to get to a point that my body was like, no. So yeah, I took it. The epidural, that needle hurted. The medicine they put in, it's like when you get a birth control shot, it was like a thick fluid going in your arm, so you feel it as they push the needle through. So that is basically what it felt like. So the needle going in my back wasn't the painful part, it's the medicine that they were injecting in me. I felt that shit every single time. And it's not just like one shot. It's the needle, and then they're kind of moving it around, and then he re-put it in another part of my back. They take it out, put it in another part of my back, and then they're asking me like, oh, do you feel it here or whatever like that. Man, and he had to do that while I was having a contraction. I have to stay the fuck still. That was hard. Like, my ass was not fucking with it. I was just like, yes, I can feel it. Like, hurry up, you know what I'm saying? Because every time I'm looking at the time on the TV, I'm seeing the time, and I'm just like, oh shit. And I'm counting at that point. I'm like, okay, in 1 minute, I'm gonna have another contraction for 3. So, like, you see what I'm saying? So that's how I was kind of sitting there like, oh shit, like, you know. That's when I looked at my fiance in the eyes, and I was kind of like, you know, I shook my head, and my eyes like watered, and I had like one tear, because at that moment I regretted doing that epidural. I was just like, fuck, you know what I'm saying? And being that I have scoliosis too, I feel like that also played a part, like why that's why I was like, I really wasn't even really fucking with it. But I did speak to the anesthesiologist, and he was saying like, oh, I'm fine, my curvature is not down there and all sorts of stuff, but I still was not trying to fuck with it for real. And when I tell you, the day after, the way my body was so sore, I was so sore. It felt like somebody kicked me in my back. It felt like somebody like kicked me down. My whole body was just sore as shit. And I only can imagine a baby, you know what I'm saying? You know, when they come out, all that stress, they just tired. They all just sleepy and stuff, because it's like they helped you as your mom, you pushing and baby pushing down with you, kicking his legs or whatever. They tired too, and babies be sore as well in the beginning, and you know, they just can't physically say that. But man, I was walking around like a little stiff ass girl. Shit, I was sore. Are you on birth control now? No, I am not. I was on birth control for 2 years. That shit does a lot to your body, and that can fuck up your fertility. No. Now all you gotta do is be safe as possible. I'm being safe, safer than I was. That's all I'm gonna do, and continue, and hey, by faith, you know what I'm saying? It's in God's hand now, like, you know what I'm saying? But I'm gonna be as safe as possible. And yeah, anything you regret / wish you did differently while pregnant? I don't regret nothing, so I'm not gonna say I regret. Anything that I say I would probably wish I did differently while I was pregnant, I wish I took more pictures. I feel like I didn't get enough pictures of my bump. But then again, my bump didn't really start to show until towards the end. But I wish I would have like dead ass like stopped feeling lazy and got cute and took my pictures, because I feel like I did not have enough pictures or videos with my belly that I would want. Yeah, and then I also wish I was on my own. That was the only thing, like that was my biggest thing why I wasn't extremely happy in the beginning, is the fact that I just knew that I wasn't in my own space, and that was what I had craved the most. And I was like, you know, I felt like a burden. Like anybody would feel like that, right? When you get pregnant and you're not on your own or in your own space, you would feel some type of way due to the fact it's like you're going to basically kind of disrupt everybody. Like the baby cries, you know what I'm saying? Like it's out of consideration. So that's the only thing I could say that I wish that was done a bit different. But you know, hey, it's the past now. All I can do is like plan for the future. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Are you breastfeeding? And if so, how are you maintaining your milk supply? So that's a really good question. Yes, I am still breastfeeding. The baby's gonna be 6 months. I'm maintaining my milk supply. Water. Make sure you guys drink your water. I'm also, I pump. I don't pump as much as I did in the beginning, because of the fact that he do drink more now. Pumping, they do have lactational cookies that I haven't tried, but I heard they good and I need to eat them. I have bought a pack and never tried it yet, but I make sure I drink a lot of water. You need to drink a lot of water, which wasn't a problem that I did before, but drinking water, that helps supplying your milk supply, because basically it's water. And I also pump to make sure I can regulate and see exactly how much I'm producing, and I can be able to fill up a bottle with no problem. There's also tea that I had drunk in the very beginning that I was recommended. It's called mother's milk. You can get it at like I know you can get it at Walmart, but I'm pretty sure you can probably get it wherever. People don't tell you that happens after birth. I'm gonna just do a separate video for that. What parenting style are you going to do differently than how you were raised? I wasn't whooped, but I'm not finna beat my kid. A little pow on the hand to say stop or don't do that, you know what I'm saying? It's cool, but like dead ass like beating your kid, that shit do not doing it. Also, I'm gonna make sure I listen to my kid. I want my kid to know it's okay to, you know, I'm like, I want to practice apologizing. Like I feel like parents don't do that enough with their kid. You know what I'm saying? Okay, right? The kid understanding like I'm sorry and apologizing is okay, because I feel like you don't hear that enough from a parent when they in the wrong. You know what I'm saying? It's like, I don't know what it is. It's like they don't want to admit when they fuck up. Like, no. As a young age, baby is frustrated. I'm gonna try to teach him to talk about it. All my kids in the future, I'm gonna teach them to learn to talk about it. You know what I'm saying? So when they're crying, instead of them sitting there crying, I'll make them cool off for a second. And then I'm like, okay, chill, breathe, you know, count, whatever. And I'm like, come back. I'm like, what's wrong? For them to fully explain what's wrong with them. Or why they're upset because of whatever daddy or mommy or auntie or whoever did, right? Or what's wrong with why they're feeling a certain way, and if they're feeling, you know what I'm saying, just to make sure they understand and know. You just chewing like hella loud, like. But I just want them to understand that it's okay. So when it comes to simply expressing their feelings, not making them feel like I'm invalidating their feelings and their emotions. Did you tear? If so, to what degree? Okay, I think my tear was considered as a 1st degree tear, which I didn't really tear. They snipped me. So as I was pushing, his head was getting kind of, I guess, stuck in a way. Something was getting stuck. Something. So instead of me tearing really bad, she had snipped me, I think, about 4 times. So she did a little cut, snip, snip, snip. for him to fully come out. The umbilical cord was wrapped around his neck like twice, but he cried, no problem. Like, it wasn't like intense, but he did get tangled a little bit in his cord. Thank God it wasn't to an extent they had to do too much, because he, as soon as he touched air, he cried out. You know, they didn't have to do the little rub thing or pat him or whatever. He was fine. But to get him out, they had to snip me a little bit. Now I know you can tear up to 4 degrees, which is the worst, which is basically from your Pom-Pom oil all the way down to your body oil. So I'm thankful. I'm really thankful, because no ma'am, they stitch you back up. So I got 4 stitches. I got I believe it was 2 inside, 1 outside. Ow! And I don't know where the other one was, but they was all the dissolvable stitches. Another question that I had was, did your coochie go back to normal group wise? Basically it does. If not, I would say tighter. Any comments? It was tighter, right?
It was definitely tighter.
Exactly. So, and I also look at that because of the fact that, remember, they are stitching you back up. So I think that goes to it as well. But our body is made for this. That's what people are not understanding. People be like, oh, you have all these damn kids, you loose, you don't got no was. Bullshit. People are just being ignorant. Because if you do tear, they stitch you back up. Also, our body is made for this. So we can go from a pencil point.
That motherfucker said
A pencil point all the way to 10 centimeters to push your whole head out, and then go to right the fuck back. Like, excuse you. If y'all don't believe everything goes back to normal, that's what a lot of people are scared about. Yes, it looks normal. It don't look like you had a kid in there. So I don't know how everybody's body is. I feel like maybe it depends on the woman as well. So I can't really, you know. Is it easy or hard being a mom? You know, I feel like there's a misconception. Once you tell somebody that you're pregnant and you're young, they off the bat be like, oh my God, are you ready? Or like, they just like off the bat just like, oh, you know, it's not easy because like diapers, wipes, and like, you know what I'm saying? They try to like put that fear in your heart, like you already got to get ready, so it don't even make sense you even doing all of that. When you tell somebody that you're expecting and they already have kids or whatever like that, it's like the positivity always come last, or if they give you positivity, they dab in the negative and they just fuck up the whole positive compliment. It's like, the hell? Being a mom hard? No. Raising a kid is hard, but it's more on the sense of you just learning your kid, and it's your firstborn. You know, you learning, your kid learning, you like, y'all both just learning each other. Like, I don't even know how to really explain it. It's not as hard as some people make it seem, but I feel like it just depends on their situation, what they went through, how they were treated, how their kids is. Every kid is different, you know. Personality is different. Me personally, I don't feel like being a mom is hard. There's some irritating times, some stressful times because of the fact that our kids just don't understand. But no, I feel like right when you push the baby out, boom, like that shit just click in your head. The shit come naturally. You either built for the shit or you not, and you should be. There isn't some moms that's built like that. I'm built like that. How did you know you wanted to push? So like everybody say, it's a bunch of pressure that you be feeling when you basically are ready. 10 centimeters or whatever, you have this natural urge to need to poop. That same part, like say you holding your poop or whatever, you go into the bathroom and you need to doo-doo, that urge to just push, or that urge or your body just naturally just letting you just release, that's the same exact feeling that you would get. How was your healing process? I heal back beautifully. You know, they usually say that after you give birth, you stop bleeding within that 6 weeks mark, after your last check or whatever like that. I generally was bleeding, I would say 6.5 to 7 weeks. Did you fart? Usually say when you breastfeed too, you tend to not bleed. You stink. Some mothers don't bleed at all, have their period at all while breastfeeding. And that was me. I didn't have my period at all until recently. What was it, last month? is when I first had my period back again after not having it for almost 6 months. Still was light, it still was usual, how my usual cycle was, last 4 days, pretty light, normal. As for the cramping ones, I did not feel any cramping, so we'll see. I was told that it's because I breastfeed is the reason why I don't feel the cramping, but once I stop, I might feel the pain again. But I also heard that once you have a kid, like your periods are like a breeze after that. But I healed beautifully. Pom-Pom still looks same. Sex after baby. Yeah. I would say though, it feel like you lost your virginity all over again, so that shit hurted. How long do you plan on breastfeeding for? So what I had told myself, because he's strictly his breastfed baby. He's been eating, like, you know, his little bottle foods and all this other stuff. He's been eating our like little snacks and stuff we give to him for him to try, and a cracker and stuff like that now. But he's strictly breast, no formula at all. I'm not with it. Strictly breast. And I feel like that's the reason why he's so healthy, weighty, and he's very long. I told myself originally 6 months, the longest. I said 6 months, or 6 months to a year. But gradually, as he gets older, he's eating more. He got lint in his hair. He's eating more, you know, as time goes on and stuff like that. So I already know, like, right now the breast will just be there for comfort. So if he gets close to a year, I would try to wean him off, but it wouldn't be like he's drinking breast during the day all the time. It would be more like for bed, just right before bed or whatever, just for a comfort thing. That would be what it would be for. But I told myself at least 6 months. This is the last one I'm gonna do before my phone die. Shit, my shit on 10% now. So does your pom-pom look the same after birth? Yes, it does. I feel like that's the misconception. People be thinking their vagina just look busted open, and that's it. Like, not mine. Come on, Sunshine. Want to KARMEL LING out? Huh, Sunshine? Like, comment, subscribe. You know what I'm saying? Your girl is back. I'm gonna be back consistent. Like, comment, and share with your friends. Subscribe if you haven't already. If this is the first video that you're viewing. Hi, my name is KARMEL LING, and this my baby. And ain't nobody finna touch him. Ain't nobody finna touch him. Ain't nobody finna touch him. KARMEL LING, Outtie.